Washington, D.C., 1990s, a city known for its political power and historical significance, a city of power and promise, the nation's capital, where decisions that shaped the world were made. But beneath the surface, a darkness thrived. In the shadows of its grand monuments, a different kind of power struggle was unfolding. Crack cocaine flooded the streets, bringing with it a wave of addiction and despair. The drug trade became a lucrative yet deadly business. Turf wars erupted in violence. Neighborhoods turned into battlegrounds as rival gangs fought for control. In this world, Antone White rose to power. A young man with a vision, he saw opportunity where others saw chaos. He started small, a young man hustling for survival, selling drugs on street corners. He quickly learned the rules of the game, but ambition burned within him. He wasn't content with just getting by. He wanted to rise above the rest. He craved more than just a piece of the pie. He envisioned an empire, a kingdom where he ruled supreme. He wanted the whole damn thing. His determination was unyielding, his drive unstoppable. White possessed a ruthless streak. He was willing to do whatever it took to climb to the top. He understood the language of the streets. Respect, fear, loyalty, these were the currencies that mattered. He built his empire on these principles. Slowly but surely he gained the trust and fear of those around him. He gathered a crew, young men hungry for power and wealth. They were loyal to him and he rewarded their loyalty. They called themselves the First Street Crew. Together they took control of the drug trade on First Street, concrete jungle where survival was a daily struggle. It was a harsh world, but they thrived in it. White's reputation grew alongside his empire. He was feared, respected, and envied. His lieutenants were loyal, bound to him by blood and money. But even amidst the chaos, White understood the importance of strategy. He knew that violence alone wouldn't keep him on top. He needed to stay one step ahead of the law. White ran his operation with military precision. Every move was calculated, every decision meticulously planned. He was a man who thrived on control, and his empire was a reflection of his iron will. He established a network of lookouts and runners, each one carefully chosen and trained to be his eyes and ears on the streets. These young men were more than just employees. They were the lifeblood of his operation, ensuring that no detail went unnoticed. Intimidation was his tool of choice, and he wielded it with ruthless efficiency, silencing witnesses and eliminating threats before they could materialize. He knew the police were watching, but he was always one step ahead. He had eyes and ears everywhere, feeding him information from the darkest corners of the city. Every whisper, every secret was his to know, giving him an almost omniscient presence in his domain. He knew their tactics, their movements, and their weaknesses. His understanding of their operations was so profound that it seemed as if he could predict their actions before they even made a move. He always seemed to be one step ahead, slipping through their fingers like smoke. His ability to evade capture was legendary, and it only added to his aura of invincibility. He instilled fear in his enemies and loyalty in his followers. His crew respected him not just for his power, but for his unwavering commitment to their cause. His confidence was unshakable, and his presence commanded respect and fear in equal measure. His resources were vast, and his influence extended far beyond the city limits. He had money, power, and the loyalty of his crew. What more could he want? He had everything a man could desire, yet there was always a hunger for more. The DEA had been watching White for years. They knew he was a major player in the city's drug trade. They were building a case against him, gathering evidence and flipping witnesses. They knew they needed to take him down, but they needed an inside man. Someone who could get close to White, someone he trusted. They needed someone who could bring him down from within. Pressure mounted on the streets as well. Violence escalated, drawing unwanted attention to White's operation. The walls were closing in on Antone White's empire. He just didn't know it yet, unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. Arville Williams was a man caught in the crosshairs. He had spent years navigating the treacherous waters of the urban underworld, where every decision could mean life or death. A seasoned street hustler, he knew the game's risks and rewards. He'd seen it all, the quick money, the fleeting power, and the inevitable downfall that awaited those who stayed too long. But he was tired of the violence, the constant fear. He wanted out. He also wanted justice. The weight of his past actions bore heavily on him, and he longed for redemption. He had seen firsthand the devastation that White's drug empire had wrought on his community. The once vibrant streets were now marred by crime and despair, families torn apart by addiction and violence. He had lost friends, family. He had had enough. The faces of those he had lost haunted him, pushing him to take a stand. He knew that if he didn't act, the cycle of destruction would continue. The stakes were high and the path ahead was fraught with danger, but for Williams, it was a chance to finally make things right. Betrayal and bloodshed.
We had to make sure that justice was served. The evidence against Antone White was overwhelming, and it was our duty to present it clearly and fairly.
My job was to ensure that Anton received a fair trial. The stakes were high and every detail mattered.
The courtroom became a battleground where the fate of Antone White hung in the balance. The prosecution and the defense clashed, each determined to sway the jury. Seeking the truth came at a high cost. Lives were disrupted and trust was broken. The journey to uncover the reality behind the First Street crew was fraught with danger and sacrifice.